musical.
Hello and welcome to Relationship Soup. I'm your host, Lisa Hughes. I hope you all are doing very well on today. My week has been good so far. I really can't complain. So let me go ahead and get this out of the way. Now, if you are not liking, subscribing, or part of Relationship Soup group, you tripping. So make sure that you're liking, subscribing us across all platforms, YouTube, Relationship Soup, period. On Facebook, it's Relationship Soup Group or Relationship Soup LLC. And of course, you can find us on Instagram. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Now, have you ever been on a Dutch date, aka Dutchie date? Have you? You're probably like, yo, what is that? Well, a Dutchie date is when it's like 50-50, right? You pay for your tab, I pay for my tab, and then we do what it do after that, right? So this is a very hot topic in Relationship Soup, and I've seen it across other platforms, right? So I want to get into it. And I had to I had to bribe the author of Dutchie Dates in Relationship Soup to come on and talk about it. So I will be interviewing the very dynamic Daniel Artest. Now, y'all didn't see him post in the soup. All right. So now we gonna put this whole Dutchie Dates thing on the table. So we're gonna get into it. So let me go ahead and bring Daniel on and feel free to comment. We talking Dutch dates, aka Dutchie Dates. So this is Dutchie Talks with Daniel Artest. All right, let me add Daniel to the stage. Hey, Daniel.
Oh my goodness. Remember when Dave Chappelle said they should have never gave you money? They should have never gave me a microphone. I'm telling you that right now. I'm glad to be on here, and funny because we just created this show in about 15-minute phone call me and you had earlier today. I was like, all right, I'll come on, anything for you. You know what I'm saying? So we here to talk about, the infamous Dutchie Dates. And I'm so mad I don't have my newspaper with me because I was going to literally be like this, where it said going Dutch.
You know what? All right, because I'm sure there's going to be a part 2. We're going to probably do a part 2 because people going to have some questiones. Is that how you say it?
I know. Yeah, I know. But listen, the whole Dutch thing is something that I've adopted after, a certain breakup relationship and stuff. I felt like I was used. Mm-hmm. And so I decided to just really protect myself, going forward. So that's why I decided to start the Dutch option. But sometimes people just think that I just do it all the time, but I really don't do it all the time. You know, it just depends on the vibe that I'm getting from, said woman.
Watch the email because you
I
already
don't like,
you saying
yeah. So, I just decided to just change it up a little bit, and then that's just what it is. That's just what it is. It's just me protecting myself, and it's a line that I stand on, and I feel like it's foolproof. Like, I can't be fooled. Like, I've seen it all, I've been through it all, and it's just I just feel like that now. I know, like, I just cannot, like, nobody could swindle me again. You know what I'm saying? I've been swindled before, so it's just me just protecting myself and stuff. But there's obviously, some stipulations where I will break the rule and stuff like as the vibe is good. It's all right, cool. Maybe this one might be worth investing and stuff like that. And I'll do it. But, but my life is pretty locked down though, pretty much. Like, I don't go outside. I'm not, as you know, I'm not an outsider. So it has to be a special occasion for me to actually step outside and everything. So that's just what it is. But sorry for answering your first question before you even got to it though. But here we are.
Hey, that's all good. That's all good. So, all right. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So have you personally encountered, because I'm sure you've been out on dates, right? Have you encountered a negative experience when you yo, we gonna go Dutch? And I ask that because one, I mean, there's just something to think about. Two, I seen this meme the other day and it said something about if he asked me to pay my part of the bill, it's gonna take every chef in there to get me off of him. Look, hopefully they ain't in that extreme. But have you had a negative experience?
Well, I would say no. I haven't had no negative experience because I'm very upfront with it. You know what I'm saying? So I like to date in certain type of steps. I don't just if somebody's just pretty and I see them we got to go do this. I'm the long walk and talk first date person. We're gonna get to know each other. We're gonna go on a nice walk. We're gonna walk 7-8 miles. We're gonna get to know each other and everything like that, and then we'll move on to the next step and stuff. And I let them know right then and there, yo, listen, this is how I normally am. You know what I mean? If you with it, that's cool. If not, then, listen, I'm not going to lose no sleep either way. So that's just what it is, So, and it's funny, I don't see myself as, better than anybody. I don't have myself on a pedestal or nothing like that. Lisa, you know me personally. We go back, 22 years? So I don't, yeah. First person I met. First person I met, man, in the government, but that's another story though. That's another story. But but I don't carry myself in a way like a lot of other people would do. I don't do that. You know what I mean? But I just I've been hurt in a relationship, so that's just a part of me. Hey, I want to get to know this person to see if it's worth it. If it's worth going on a date, then that's cool. Where I stand at. If the date is right, then I'll foot the bill. But if not, then it is what it is. So I would say that I have a over 50-60% success rate because people do accept though. So that's up to them. I know how it is in today's era. 50-50, this, that, and other. Nobody want to do it, but people do it. I've been in long-term relationships. Well, I'm not going to go there. Ooh, y'all don't want to know. I don't want to say everything, no. I'll say it. It's all good, man. I've been in stuff when it was sometimes it'll be 70-30 me or 70-30 that person or whatever like that. Sometimes it is what it is. Like I tell people all the time, wrong Artest, okay? I'm not my brother, you know what I'm saying? Financially, I'm not him, but I'm cool. But at the same time, it's a team effort over here, yo. You know what I'm saying? If you with me and everything, it's gonna be a team effort, and that's just what it is and stuff. Because people get that. It's a lot of misconceptions, yo. You know what I mean? With the name and stuff like that. Unfortunately, people expect this. And they don't get that. They get something else, and then it is what it is and stuff like that. But also knowing that I'm willing to run through a wall for you know what I mean, my person as well. You know what I'm saying? So, but the beginning part is the rough part with me, and that's something I don't think about changing at all. I don't see it changing no time soon because that's just how we got to be right now.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. And I like that you keep everything up front, because that's one thing I wanted to talk about as well. Is like, when do you spring it on them? Like, is it, you know, at the dinner table right before the
Oh
check comes?
no, I would never do that. That like I said, dating steps. So that first initial contact, we talking, and that's just it's going to be like that. You know what I mean? It's going to be like, all right, this is what it is. This is how I am. You know, and that's what it is. Because you know, I meet a lot of upfront women who want
I
what they
know.
want, and they ain't going to budge from what they want. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, some like a lot of stuff that I be posting be jokes, but it'd be like some type of part of experience that I went through and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like you meet somebody and be like, yo, I need my rent paid. Like, what? You serious? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, you know, so if they could be upfront with their stuff, with their expectations, then I'm allowed to have to match that energy as well. So that's what I do.
Yeah, and I agree with that, because too many people is lying to kick it. Let's just keep it. Let's just put it all on the table, and then let's
Yeah.
assess if we a match to even go out. Let's not even waste no time. Let's redeem this time. You feel me? Like, eh,
Yeah.
if I don't like 50-50 and you do, let's talk about it first, and then go from there, instead of, lying to kick it, as I like to call it, right?
Exactly. And it's like, you know, it's funny because I talk how I talk and stuff like that, but I'm really a relationship guy. I don't like dating. I'm a relationship dude. You know, I've been married before. It didn't go the way that it was supposed to go. I hold myself accountable for that. I just feel like it's all my fault or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that person decided they wanted to do, I kind of felt like if I was good at whatever I was doing, then it wouldn't have happened.
Mhm.
So like I want to get remarried again. I want to build again and stuff. You know, like that's a part of me. You know, I've always been like that. I only literally been in, I would say, what, 4 relationships.
That's awesome. That's not bad. Like, yeah. And hopefully you learned from those relationships in that marriage too, right? Uh-oh. We frozen. Daniel, we frozen. All right, so we're gonna let Daniel unfreeze, right? I'm gonna have to hook you up with my T-Mobile guy. No, I'm lying. Verizon. Because I think your Virgin Boost, I think you got the same service that one of my hosts used to have. So we're gonna give Daniel some time to get on back in here so we can finish this talk about Dutchie dates. But meanwhile, while we are waiting for him, so what are your thoughts so far? Um, are you more upfront when it comes to dating and going 50-50? Do you think it's a good thing? Does going Dutch actually what does it communicate about the person, right? Because sometimes, us as, I'll just say, in general, and it does not mean everybody, okay? I'm just saying in general, sometimes some women, they're looking at how a man does on the first date. It's like, okay, so is he paying for the first date? Is this indicative of him being a provider, right? Or is this indicative of him being cheap? Does this give you clues about if he's generous or not? So, maybe that's looking too deep, but I know sometimes as women, some of us, we tend to look for things. So, yeah, go ahead and let us know what you think about going Dutch. Like, would you do it? Have you done it before? So, also, let's talk about, I want you to be thinking about if going Dutch actually helps a dating situation, right? Does going Dutch help a dating situation? Is it such a taboo, right? Are you opposed to going Dutch, and why, right? Because I'm telling you, I have seen this across all kind of platforms, and some of the discussions can get kind of crazy. Like, you know, uh, it can kind of turn men and women against each other. So, I'm interested in what you think about that. So I don't know when Mr. Artest gonna get back in here, because I definitely want to finish this discussion. But that's really something to think about. As far as my experiences, I can say that I tend to attract men that, they are more of the chivalrous, right? Chivalry ain't dead, y'all. I'm telling you, it ain't dead. All right, so they're more chivalrous. Okay, so I haven't had to pay for a date, and I'm okay with that. Would I ever entertain a situation? I don't know. I've never been in a situation where I've had to actually pay for a date, but I guess it would just totally depend on like the energy and the person and stuff like that. So hey, um, like one of these pastors said, never say never, right? So anyway. So anyway, I want to see your comments on what you say about Dutch dates. Okay. Um said, I want to see what you all are saying about Dutchie dates. Actually, Daniel just hit me. His laptop is rebooting. Listen, get you a Mac, and I ain't getting paid for it. Get you a Mac because them PCs be doing a whole fool. When it comes to their rebooting and all that, it's just a whole fool. But anyway, get you a Apple, get you a iMac or something like that. So welcome back, Mr. Artest.
Yeah. Sorry, a little technical difficulties, but we good.
Look, that urgent oost. Look, let me not look, and I'm playing y'all. Look, if there's any like companies or whatever watching this all jokes, please don't hit me up with the, because I didn't mention y'all. But I will say, and I ain't getting paid for it, I love me some Apple products. All right. So then y'all just talking to the listeners about, going Dutch. Would they do it? Right. And even my experiences with dating and stuff like that. So anyway, so you were talking about when we left off, you were talking about that, that you are a relationship person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So like I said, I'm a relationship person. And I just like to build that. I like to build something that's long term, and I like to see how that goes. I date to eventually marry one day. So I would love to do that and everything like that. So I know that my ways is very unconventional, and it's probably hurting more than it helps. But that's just like I said earlier. That's just the way it is right now for me, and everything like that. But I'm definitely not like a casual dater. Or I want to be one of those guys that run around with tons of women and stuff like that. Like that's never been me. That never will be me. That's not the example that I want to set. Especially just being somebody with kids and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and all boys and everything like that. So I definitely believe in stability and stuff. But the whole Dutch process that's just how it's got to be for now. Hopefully it'll change one day. You know what I'm saying? It's not me that needs to change. Actually, like maybe, you know, some people just not enough.
and I just think that, I'm a strong believer in just finding your person, whether it's through marriage, relationship, dating, or whatever, right? Because I mean, there's some people that's cool and on board with it, right? And I was just kind of talking to the listeners, like, maybe for some women, not all, right? Like some women, they're looking at it like, okay, let me see, and y'all might, and some men, and I'm saying some, right?
Hmm.
That first date, you're looking for things, right? Like some women might be like, yo, if he's going Dutch, what does this say? Is he a provider? Will he provide stability? Is he generous? Is he cheap? Whatever, So that could be some things that might be a reason for going Dutch might be a turn off or, whatever.
Yeah.
But we know that everything is a case by case. And then if a woman is not willing to go Dutch, does this mean then she a gold digger, right? They still say that. Do they still say that?
I don't know. I don't. Like I said, I'm not outside.
I'm kind of outside a little bit, maybe a
A
little,
little bit, yeah.
a little bit. But anyway, so
I don't
So
know.
let me.
I don't think they call them gold diggers no more. I think they just probably call them sex workers.
Oh, oh. Now that, okay, I ain't really hip. I ain't really hip.
Well,
I
I
know what a sex
mean,
worker is.
hey, I've heard and seen all that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to things like this, like, I, you know what?
But
It's
we can
funny.
do that in a whole nother.
Oh no, there's been times like, hey, Daniel, this, that, and the other. I'll do this, that, and the other to you right now. I'll be over 15 minutes, something like that. Like I've been through situations like that before, or whatever. And it's like, nah, man, sure. I'm horny, but I'm not that horny. Chill.
Like, it's like, what you trying to give away? Like, what are we doing here? Like, why
Yeah,
are we so fast? And I mean, I think you should get what you go for after what you want. You feel me? But
yeah,
it's just,
yeah.
I'm side-eyeing like, dang, bro, why you moving so fast? Like, what you trying to give away? Something like, what we doing? Like, why you moving so
Well,
fast?
I used to move fast and stuff. Sometimes like I remember like growing up, I used to always wanted that love from a woman that I didn't get from my mom's, and that's where a lot of this stuff with me stem from. A lot of situations I had with my moms or whatever. My mom's, not to bash my mom. I love my moms. I think that we have a great relationship today. But back in those days, like she wasn't the one. Like my mom believed in three things: roof over our head, food in our mouth, clothes on our back, and stuff. All the other stuff like, hey, I love you, I'm proud of you. Nah, that's not happening. Growing up in the Artest household back in those days and stuff. So I thought that I would just try to find that in other women and stuff. So sometimes I would, get caught up in my own feelings and everything. And that is definitely not the way to go. I used to be the worst love bomber of all time. Yo, love bombing. Oh my goodness. No, I tell dudes, listen, don't love bomb. Women don't love bomb. It ain't gonna work at all. You'll be out there hung out to dry and everything. So that was me like moving fast back then. But now I just be chilling. You know what I mean? Chilling and drinking my water, staying hydrated, reading, staying in my word and just minding my business and stuff. And also being a relationship soup, which is the best group on Facebook, where everybody could be everybody on this group, no matter what side of the relationship you on, and Lisa welcomes everybody and stuff like that. So, but it's just like I said, I just wish that I had that relationship. I wish I had an older person, an older woman in my family, pull me to the side and be like, hey, you got to be like this with the ladies and everything like that. Like everything I'm doing is just basically me self-taught. Like that's just how my life been. Self-taught basketball, self-taught how to podcast, what we're doing now. I self-teach everything, like, parenthood and everything. So, like that's just what it is right now. I'm just, navigating through life or whatever, I guess, and living off the trial and error of it all, and I think that I finally got it and everything. But like like what the basis of this whole conversation is about, there's just some lines that that I just
Absolutely.
decided to draw and not pass.
And you're doing a good job, right? I mean, like you said, we definitely have a long history as friends, and man, you're doing a good job. So
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely, especially everything that I went through that I told you and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely, I feel like I'm on the right path.
I believe that too. I believe that too. So let me ask you something. All right. So you touched on a point earlier, right? Um, when we were talking about like going 50-50 or whatever, right? Now, do you think it's cultural? Like when
It's
it comes
definitely.
to going 50-50, like because the conversations be a little bit differently. They be a little bit different. I remember a conversation like that in relationship soup
Mhm.
where someone was talking about, well in the black community, 50-50 is like a big deal and all that stuff. But in other communities, you know, they not even
Some
really calling about that.
Well, when I was playing basketball in Europe, right, and for those that don't know, I played basketball for 13 years. I played in Greece, Germany, and I also played in China. A little subtle flex, but and in Europe, like dates where women would pay or household living where it was 50-50. It's not as crazy as it is over here in the States. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand too. Think about this. A lot of the times the women come over and leave the country and come over here to work and send money back home to their husbands. It's big in Asia. There's a lot of Asian women over here that just come over here and work and send money back home to their husbands to take care of the family and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I seen it and I kind of like always adopted that when I was over there in Europe and everything. But I think so here in the States, you know, unfortunately, it's like that. I think the more 50-50 thing is not more cultural, is more so that, you know, the cost of living in this country now is crazy, where everybody needs to have a roommate living in here. I'm from New York City. Right now, the cheapest apartment you can get in New York City is like $3,700 per month. All right. And I know that it's 25,000 people in this room. I'm sure that, you know, 10% of y'all could probably afford to live in New York in your crib by yourself, with a majority of us will have to have a roommate. Some of us want the roommate to be our girlfriend, or if you're a woman, a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is and everything, you know. Like a city like Indianapolis, you don't need that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's a lot more, I would say, it's a lot more independent women from Indianapolis, from the outside of New York, because of the cost of living, to be honest. And then, you know, unfortunately be a lot of bad situations too when it comes to that, because, you know, they don't want to, you know, be on the street or whatever. So they just probably be with somebody shacked up with that they don't even like. I've seen that plenty of times and stuff like, yo, man, he's just paying the bills, man. Oh, dang, I wish I could be there with you because he's paying the bills and everything. Like, listen, I don't know about all that, but you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is sometimes. But, you know, normally, like me playing basketball across the world, I seen where like the woman was definitely holding it down and stuff for the fellas over there. So I kind of was like, oh, okay, cool. So they do stuff like that. Okay, cool. But then also is a case by case basis. Some women like being a part of a team too, you know, as long as, you know, both parties is doing their part and everything like that, it could work. Nobody really don't mind it or whatever, but it just depends on the situation and stuff. So, yeah.
That makes sense. So, like, just from your experience, right? And I know that you've talked about, you know, some of your dating experiences. So, would you say, like, just from your observation overall, that Dutch dates, like, the attitude about them is changing?
I feel like a lot more women like Dutch dating than they let on and stuff. That's all I would
Oh,
say. I feel like they like it more than they let on. I know firsthand that a lot of women like don't mind it and stuff. Sure, I heard it. I know what you're about. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Then there'll be somewhere else like, yeah, all right, under the comments and everything. But you know, it is what it is. So a lot of women be fronting. You know, when it comes to they be fronting.
well, that's real. That's real. That's real. Okay.
Yeah.
So, let's see. What else do I want to get into with you? Um, let's see here. So we talked about the cultural stuff. So let me ask you this. Like, what advice do you have for like men or women when it comes to like if they're like, man, maybe I need to flip the script and do a Dutchie date. So like what advice do you have for them?
I mean, they gotta have some. Lisa, you think I'm a charming person?
Yeah, of course you are. You a Scorpio. Water signs, we very charming.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it's going. You know, some people have it, some people don't. You know, I'll tell people don't do it. I
Okay.
tell people don't do it. I tell people don't do it at all. You got to have a certain type of aura about you to where women be like, all right, cool, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like I said, like there's times where I don't want to do Dutch date. There's times I see somebody or whatever, and I'd be like, nah, that person does not get Dutch date. Like right now, even in relationship soup, I would say there's one woman in relationship soup I would never give a Dutch date to. I ain't saying no names and everything, but you know what I'm saying? You know who you are, text me.
now, now, now let me ask you because that's real, right? Because you know we probably run across them souls, them people where we like, man, I would never because they're my dream girl or my dream guy, right? Or they just do it
Yeah.
for me. So, would you say that that's a real thing? Like, so let me ask you this: do you think, in general, that some
Mhm.
men be Dutching the ladies because they ain't found a dream girl?
I feel like, yeah. There's a lot of things that men do when they're not with their dream girl. They just with Mrs. Right now instead of Mrs. Right. There's things like, um, probably just like how their attitude is towards her. Like not being gentle towards her and just always like snapping or being forgetful about certain things but not remembering other things and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever's important to you, you want to prioritize. You know what I'm saying? So I think that men do it all the time. Women just don't see the signs. Women just think that they're happy. Oh, this is great, but realizing like, nah, this might not be great and stuff. So I think a lot of women just don't see the signs of when a man is treating them right and stuff. Because I know women, y'all write down what y'all want out of a man and stuff, but y'all still date a man, and then looking at that paper, you see like, oh, he's not doing this, and this.
Mhm.
But I love him, so I'm gonna stay around and everything. You know, that's
Absolutely.
that's the issue right there when it comes to that, especially with men and everything. So like I know me, when I get tired or whatever, like I stop doing stuff in the beginning. Like like in the future, whatever I did in the beginning, I'll stop. Normally, like I'm pretty consistent with how I date and stuff. But once I'm getting like that, I'll just stop doing what I was doing and
Hmm.
everything, and then hopefully you find out, and then you axe out, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So, ladies, I'm sorry, fellas, my bad. I know I'm giving away the game and stuff like that, but ladies, what I mean, see the signs. See the
And,
signs, man. The signs is always there.
give
Protect
away
yourself.
the game. Give away the game because at the end of the day, some of these brothers out here, some of these men, some of these men's, they have they have daughters. You feel me? So,
Yes, facts.
and if they not dropping the game, right? They gonna want their daughter to know game because some of them are kind of double minded. Yeah, I'm gonna move like this with certain women. I'm gonna do certain things or whatever, but they wouldn't want their daughter experience that. You feel me? So look,
Yeah,
information is golden. Like
yeah,
drop them rules because some women and some men they might not have had that guidance. Like you kind of talked about, hey, there's certain things that I had to learn and navigate through, and it's some people that got to navigate through everything because nobody had their back. Nobody sprinkled them with nothing. You feel me? So,
yeah.
man, drop them jewels. I mean, I had my daddy, and rest his beautiful soul. Anniversary of his death, March 6th. But he gave me the jewels. You
A
feel
year
me?
already?
Yeah, a year already. Like I was looking at the calendar, like what? Because his birthday was February the 23rd, and then he died March 6th, and I'm like, man, that came up fast. I ain't gonna lie, my spirit been a little
Yeah.
grieved,
Well,
but
I'm glad that I decided to do the show instead of giving you ideas on how to do a self show by yourself. So that's
listen,
actually pretty cool then.
listen, listen. You know,
Pops,
look,
man. Salute, man. Rest in peace to your dad and everything, man. Maybe he put something in this conversation right here. I know it's Dutch, but still,
hey, listen.
you're not alone.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. And that's why I call y'all my counsel. That's why I love y'all so much
Oh.
because y'all keep it all the way 1000. Y'all always tell me the truth like he did up
Mhm.
to his dying day. My father told me the truth from up to his dying day, right? It's no
Yeah.
refute. And so, I like to surround myself with men and women that's going to tell me the truth.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah. Yeah.
trying to kick it. Don't be no yes person with me because I can handle the deliver that ish with love, right? Don't be trying to kick me down because you feel like you got the truth on your belt. Feel me? Because some
Yeah.
people feel like, oh, I'm telling the truth, so I can talk to you any old kind of way. No, you can't.
You
F,
can't.
F you and your truth. If you feel like you
Hmm.
got to why I'm down, and I was having this conversation a couple months ago with someone like, hey, listen, if people don't deliver the truth to me, your intention should be right. The truth, it hurts. I still feel like you can have tact with it. And I'm not that kind of person where I just can't I'm not gonna swallow the truth because I have full accountability. You feel me? And I want to grow. I don't mind growing. So again, that's why I love y'all so much. And yeah, so I thank you.
No. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we go back over 20 years and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, even how we met was just always dope. We just always stayed in touch throughout the years and everything. So yeah, of course. You like, you know, like I said, I tell people all this, like you're literally like the first person I met in Indianapolis. Like the first night, I remember the first night I got there, you know, that was the first night I got there. We went to the spot. I met you, and then I ended up meeting Chris. Shout outs to him.
Yep.
I don't know how he's doing and everything. And then we just, you know, stay friends all the time. Even when you bounced, you moved, you went to, you know, out of town for a little bit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We stayed in touch then, and this is what it is.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's always been genuine, you know,
Yeah.
regardless. Like, and that's one thing that I can truly say is that it's always been a genuine divine connection. And I'm just so grateful for those connections, because you just get so many people that lie to kick it, that don't have your higher good at heart, whether in a relationship, family, or whatever. And when I have those people, look, the cancer in me, I'm going to cling real tight, right? You know,
That's crazy that you're a Cancer too, yo. I think out of my four relationships I've been in, is I was with an Aries, Scorpio, and 2 Cancers.
You know what? And you know, we joke about the astrology stuff. You know, you and I, we talk about that. And I'm gonna tell you what, I don't know well, you're a Scorpio, so Cancers, Virgos, I think Pisces, some other ones are your match, right? But I'm gonna tell you something, Daniel. I'm beginning to question, because Pisces is supposed to be my ultimate love match. You hear me? Pisces and Scorpio are supposed to be my ultimate love matches. Can I tell you something?
What's up?
Where the hell though? Because I don't know if it was just low vibrational, but I'm like, I'm adding them to the list. Like you know, I've dated a couple Aries before, and I'm like, no. I don't know. Like, I got this whole, like, I'm asking your birthday, when your birthday is.
I know one thing: I'll never date a Scorpio again a day in my life. It's two of us. Oh,
Let me tell you something. So, and you know, it gets real deep where you break down if they are a October Scorpio, because October Scorpios are a little bit different from the November Scorpio. And then we have the Cancers. You got the June Cancers, then you got July Cancers, and I'm a July Cancer. So anyway, so listen, I will probably never date another Cancer man again. That was one of my longest relationships, and let me tell you something. No. Look, I love y'all Cancer men. Just, you know, y'all better off with somebody else. Let's just not even fool ourselves.
I just feel like for me, it was just too passionate, yo. Two Scorpios is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because our passion is our biggest strength and weakness at the same time. And we are bullheaded and we don't budge for nothing. So we both clashing all the time, man. I was just like, dang, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like the physical part, probably, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But other stuff was just like, yo, that is crazy. I don't know how I did that. You know, but you know, Cancers is cool. Cancers is cool. I'll say Cancers is cool.
We good. And you know, and I'm not a typical Cancer, because sometimes people be like, you a Cancer? I guess, you know, some of y'all didn't had experience with some of us Cancer women. But see, I'm a Cancer, but my moon is in Taurus. So I'm not your typical Cancer woman. You know what I mean? Like, it's something else.
Yeah, that's funny, man. That's funny. Like I'm not a big astrology person either. I just feel like if people meet. But sometimes I do. Let me read this and see what's going on. I'd be like, oh snap, really? Okay. Then sometimes it's talking to you. Sometimes it's talking to you about somebody else or whatever, you know, and just be like, oh, okay, I got it now. Now let me see how can I move, you know what I mean, with this as well and stuff. So, and then sometimes if you apply it, sometimes, you know, it works. It works, you know, if you apply it, if you know what a person's about and you look at the astrology and you see it, but all right, cool. Let me see if I do this for 40 days. let me see how it works for 40 days. And be like, oh, okay, I see it now. All right, now I know how to move around this person and stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, I'm not normally an astrology person, but I understand.
Absolutely. And it's all fun and games. I talk crazy. Sometimes I'll throw my little post up, or you and I have a conversation. But at the end of the day, it's about that connection. So I do it for fun, for conversation. So look, don't be inboxing me like, for real. You will never date a Cancer man. You ain't messing with the Pisces. I got a couple Pisces in my inbox now. Listen, it's all
Pisces is different, y'all.
Listen.
Pisces is more amendable to going Dutch. I'll say that.
You know
Pisces,
what?
Pisces is more. Yeah, they easy.
Because some of them
see this.
Some of them Pisces men is cheap though. They cheap. They not as generous. They a little cheap. Yeah. So they, hey, you want to go Dutch? You want to? But I think
you've been asked to go Dutch before.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, good. Yeah. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way that's happening.
I'm just saying, as far as like astrologically, right? Some of the articles that I read, because I was just reading, I'm trying to think what the name of this blog is, and all these women that were talking about like their experiences with different zodiac signs, and there were so many commonalities with like the Pisces or whatever, the Aries and stuff like that was in that actual blog, and it was just kind of common, like what these women were talking about. And then there's this very popular influencer. I can't think of that brother's name. He got lots. I can't think of his name right now. But he was talking about like the different zodiacs and stuff. And he was talking about, it was like zodiac and finances or something. And he was talking about like Pisces men be like, hey, let me borrow some money or whatever, because they be broke. That's what he was basically trying to say. But I'm just saying, it's case by case. It's a case by case. It ain't true for all. So don't y'all be inboxing me, because I'm going for, I have my criteria, but it's all funny.
The criteria matters, man. The criteria matters.
And protect that criteria at all costs, because I tell you what, you let that blueprint out, people will lie to kick it. So just hold that close. Your person will know. Your person trained eyes to see you. You hear me?
That's a bar.
Bar.
That is a bar. That is a bar right there. You know what I mean? That is a super bar right there. So what else we talking about? What else we on today?
Well, shoot, I think that we didn't really hit the Dutchie Dutch.
Let me ask you a question. Now that we spoke about everything, like, did you get an idea of how I am regarding like the whole Dutch thing, and like we have a different understanding? I hope the listeners have a different understanding about me, because I know they be coming at me in comments, man. They be like, damn, I'll be like, yo, hold on.
Look,
I ain't bad.
Absolutely. And you know what? Because truly social media in real life can be a little bit different. Like, I know you, like, we have, a long history of knowing each other. So I know you, and I understand why you will move that way with certain people, because you and we've had some conversations. And, I think that because you have learned from those experiences, it's just kind of caused you to like, okay, let me kind of move like this, because these are the lessons that I learned. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you want to move that way, that's fine. But you also said, look, for my dream girl, hey, it's different. So, of course, I think that you've laid it out very well. The whole Dutchie dates, the Dutchie ideas and stuff like that, because I have seen some of those comments and I'm like, Daniel, he's good. Y'all don't know him. Like, he's really good. Like, you also had some people talking about the post about friendship. Like, if a woman has a male friend, secretly he's scheming or whatever, or someone want to get with him. Listen, you have, I'm like, bro, like, they don't.
It's true. It is true. I'm telling you.
And you know what, Daniel? It might be true, because the truth is, what they say, friends before lovers. And honestly, my daddy dropped some jewels on me as a youngin. about that. At the same time, though, you just establish boundaries. You put everything on the table. You establish boundaries with that person. I don't mean that just because a person might be feeling this way that y'all just gonna have an F fest. You feel me? Like there's boundaries. Like
Yeah,
there's
men respect the boundaries and stuff until
you
listen. Men
look.
respect boundaries all the time. Nobody's not gonna cross the line. Not gonna cross the line. But if you think that like they at home, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, they lying. Yo, listen, I tell every woman, you know what I'm saying? Every woman, I'm part of that man list too. You know what I mean? I'll put myself in there. I ain't excluded. You know what I'm saying? Like if friends give a person an open lane, it's over. They're gonna shoot like Steph Curry.
Or like
a little basketball in there.
Listen. Hey, you like my gear? Because I was like, man, I'll be sporty on today.
Yeah, I do like the suit though. It is kind of dope. I like that actually. I got my sporty gear on too and everything. My hat, stuff. So yeah.
The truth of the matter is, at the same time, if you have those boundaries in place and you know what position you can put yourself in, you know what I mean? Like me, if I go out, just as an example, right? I'm probably not going to have 50-11 drinks and then just be vulnerable to whoever, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to exercise boundaries. I'm going to move in a type of way. And I feel like even in friendships, whatever, you just move a type of way and you establish boundaries. And it could be because, sometimes people do take each other out the friend zone, right?
Yeah.
That can happen. But yeah,
sometimes you can still be in a friend zone and somebody just want to get it popping one time. Just okay, cool, whatever, It happened. Maybe it's just me then. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. And maybe I know I cannot be the only guy that just thinks this. There's no way that in relationship soup, no way I'm the only guy that's just thinking this. Maybe I'm the only guy that's more outspoken because I'm going to be honest about it and stuff. I ain't going to be no punk and I ain't going to hide it or whatever. But I know for a fact that I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, we got a lot of beautiful women in the group. You know what I mean? Like you, Nikki, Retta, your cousin, your crazy Hey, Leona, how you doing? Yo, crazies.
Love you,
know
girl.
what I'm saying? It's a lot of
Alicia, it's so many.
It's a lot of beautiful women in there. I'm sorry. It's just like people just not there just to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like men are always going to try to find their way in somewhere. That's just what it is. No matter if it's friendship or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. And that's just how the game goes when it comes to us men, man. It's just all a game. We be all in a hunt. We all hunt. We are hunters and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, probably certain things died down from back in the days or whatever like that, but we still have the hunting mentality and certain things. And sometimes, people just be laying in wait and people could be patient for 10, 15, 20, 30 years and stuff like that. I seen people that was, I got friends that was like, yo, I always wanted to get with her, man. I finally got her, blah, 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 blah. Went through 2 marriages and then finally got her at the right time, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes and stuff, man. I'm sorry. That's just how men be. And a lot of women are naive to it. But I remember that post and woman was like, no, not my friend. All right. Text your friend. I watch. He'll text him. He'll probably be like, yo, you tripping. And then do it over for a whole weekend. I guarantee Monday morning gonna hit you with that what up. I'm telling you, man. Especially us, man, please. I've done it before. You know what I'm saying? I've done it before. I'm come on. I'm not the only man. Like, I've done it before. I've been on. Come on.
I don't think that you're the only man. Like,
definitely not.
Be honest about it. What I will say is, like, my counsel, my circle, y'all have always kept it cool. You feel me?
Yeah. See, I knew. Listen. All right, so that's funny. That's funny because now I feel like I'm on the spot now. Now I feel like if I say something, I don't want to contradict myself.
No, don't. You ain't got to say nothing because we know what it is. Look, what how's it go? what's understood don't need to be talked about or whatever. We good.
There we go. See what I mean? There it goes.
Hey, so let me go ahead and say something else right quick, because I know I was kind
Yeah.
of hard on the Pisces men right quick, but my father, my late father, was a high vibrational Pisces. You know, he took care of home, took care of business and everything. You know what I'm saying? Even
Mhm.
after death, you know, the fruits of his labor is still laboring, right? So that's not for everybody, right? Because I
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
people inbox you be like, wait a minute, but no.
What?
So you know,
Yeah, but you gotta understand, like this era is different from your father's era. You know, it's totally different. It's totally different. And when things, a lot of things, I just feel like over the last like 20 years and stuff, a lot of things became easy. I remember we're from the same era. You know what I'm saying? So I remember the time when, you know, you had to actually court a woman. I remember them days. You know what I'm saying? Like the flowers and the chocolate and this, that, and the other. And then like you wasn't getting no sex for like 6 months and everything. Shoot, like
years.
today, uh, damn, a year is crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. A year,
For you younger, you know what I'm
but
saying?
you're
Like,
right. You're right. You're right. You're
I
right.
would say,
Because yeah,
everybody
like
get out with them. Just being real.
like when I first started out dating my first girlfriend, I waited what it was like 14 months before we got physical and everything. You know what I'm saying? But now, shoot, you pay somebody a bill, you get it popping. You know what I'm saying? You can get everything that you want before you even go on the first date now. Which is like why, and that's why like I kind of move different now. Especially like if I got something before we going out, it's like I don't have to do anything now. I can set the tone now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you gave me the access and stuff that I always tell. Man, I tell women all the time. I'll be like, listen, you know, protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you my friend and you know how I was or whatever like that, stay away from them types that remind you of me or whatever back then, because that's people be, you know, that people prey on you with the E, not the A. You know what I'm saying? So I tell women all the time, be careful and stuff, watch yourself, especially in this era, man, because a lot of people do be friendly, like you said, lying to kick it. You know, they might have a nice watch on, they might have a nice car and stuff, especially if you're on vacation. That thing that's all rented. They gotta bring that stuff back on Monday. You know, like yeah, I'm telling you, I'm just going by what I've seen. I'm just going by what's going from what I've seen and stuff. And men got to protect themselves too, especially men that are financially good, because it'd be a lot of people out there hunting them down too. And a lot of men with money, I think they're actually way more naive now. You know what I mean? Because they can just have whatever they want. You know, but I learned from my brother and seeing how he moved, you know what I'm saying, with the opposite sex, of like how, you know, you don't really see Ron outside like that. You never really seen Ron in the news with, you know what I mean, this type of model or that model, whatever, like, you know. So I tell people all the time, like, everybody, just be careful whenever you're dealing with the opposite. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who's for you, who's not for you, who got these weird intentions and agendas and everything. So that's just what I do. And so to close it, you know, that's why I kind of like instituted the Dutch dating option and stuff like that. But I tell you this though, I think that the Dutch dates are excluded for anybody born in the 80s, because they know what it is. They know the feeling of the courtship days. They know the days of, you know what I mean, when you had your voicemail, but you got the R&B song playing for 30 seconds. Yo, what up, yo? Hold on, let me do my voice thing. Yeah, what up? This is Daniel. I'm not here right now. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel me? Then turn the music back up. You know what I mean? You got Darnell Jones. What's that song? Shorty got eyes on me. You know, you got the Darnell Jones. You know, Darnell Jones is popping back in. That's you know what I mean? Them days, man. The begging days. Let's get it.
Look, this earpiece is doing the food today. Like I can't. Man. But yeah. So I definitely can agree to that. So it looks like
Yeah.
look at our time, Daniel. This time went fast. So
Yeah, I
let's do
know.
before I get into the whole spiel and everything. Where can people find you? Because you have a very hot podcast. Your podcast is popping.
Yeah, podcasting kind of pays the bills. So you can find me at, my Twitter name and everything is the Artest Effect, like what you see on the screen right there, all one word, the Artest Effect. That's on Instagram, Twitter, and as well as YouTube as well. But like my popping podcast is called the 9450 the 9450, all one word. You can find that on Twitter. On Instagram is the 9450 underscore. On YouTube is just the 9450. And yeah, podcasting is fun. It's been a lifesaver for me. I've been doing it for 4 years. And yeah, we popping and stuff. So, now it's time for me to work on other projects now, which I'm doing with the Artest Effect, which is a lot less basketball, more society, culture type talk, business, tech, and stuff like that. And you know about it. We already talked about it and everything. So, stay tuned and everything. So yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. To everybody in the group, love is love. I love y'all, and we all one big family and everything like that. Sometimes we may have different opinions, but that's fun. And so I salute everything. I salute y'all, man, for real.
Thank you. Well, stay behind. We got some stuff to talk about. So
yes, ma'am.
Let me go ahead to wrap up this show. Thanks for listening, Mama and Aunt Anna. I know y'all always be on it. So thank y'all for listening. I just want to say again, follow us, Relationship Soup Group. Come join the group. We good. Come join us. Again on YouTube, Relationship Soup. Period. Look, I'm having all kind of technical difficulties today. So Relationship Soup. Period. Look, my earpiece won't stay in. My dang microphone. And then, or Relationship Soup LLC. So, as always, love yourself. And I will see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.